You answered the letter. Now, like me, you are a part of this place.
Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. I saw what y'all are doing in the essay thread. Took a week off and y'all just started making Thanksgiving jokes about how I'm a fat sack of shit. Ah!
I mean, when you bring a Thanksgiving feast into every fucking dungeon, what do you expect, Highway?
That was really good though. I enjoyed seeing every single comment there, and I have half a mind to just like try and gather all the things and go to Wayne June and just be like, hey, can you voice these? This is hilarious. But yeah, I've recorded a couple episodes. This one's probably the tamest of them all, but it also goes to show what happens when you, oh fuck, what was the last time I played this? I think the last time I played this was October 20th? And we are recording this on November 27th. I played this on November 26th. So we're gonna see what happens when you don't play for a month and a half.
This ought to be fun.
It is a boss fight though, so...
Yeah, gotcha, Swine King.
The accessory from this is really good, mainly because it kind of, it mitigates the big issue everybody has with the Abomination, which is when he transforms, he causes a lot of stress damage to himself and others. With this lock, that won't be much of an issue, but there's also the other issue of you can't use Vestals on the team, which is dumb. And I've been seeing a lot of people mod that out on Twitch, and it's really weird.
Well, I mean, I'd be more okay with it if there were other classes that refused to work together, but having just one...
Yeah, that's a little short-sighted, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like an afterthought.
Maybe in the DLC, the Crimson Court will get a vampire on our team, and they'll refuse to work with a Vestal. That'd be pretty fucking cool, actually, a vampire and a satyr working together, even though one is a mosquito.
Maybe we could have a late-game plot twist where the Vestal's actually a terrible person and nobody wants to work with her.
and then my poor mind just breaks down. I'm really tempted to just cut out the prep work beforehand, because I think everybody knows what I'm up to nowadays.
I feel like if you cut it out, people would still ask for it.
Yeah.
There were, like one of the biggest things people asked about when Thread started was party preparation. So
yeah, that's a good point. So the Overture box is an accessory I haven't gotten ever. I don't know what the fuck to do with it, so I'm just gonna be like, hey, Nilesh, here, have a box.
Do you not have any other Abomination trinkets?
No. I don't have any of the locks. The Abomination has really good custom trinkets, and I tried to get some of them, but, yeah, this is gonna be my first one. So for the viewers at home, note that I'm basically doing the same strategy as I did before, where I'm gonna bring an Arbalest and we're gonna trivialize the boss's mechanics by using Flare. So, for you at home specifically, and you Chitlin if you want to participate with the class, keep an eye on the Arbalest the entire, up to the boss fight. And then I'll be asking a single question for the class to figure out what I did wrong here.
Can I take a stab at what it is?
My first attempts at summoning were crude, and the results disappointing. I soon found, however, that the type and condition of the host's meat was a critical factor. The best results came from pigs, whose flesh is most like that of man.
Sure, go ahead,
A
Chitlin.
nameless abomination. A
I'm
testament to
gonna
my
guess you didn't
failures.
even equip
It
Flare.
must be destroyed.
We'll see. But yeah, by the time of this recording, I actually finished, I finished Dunwich Horror, which was okay, I guess. The big reveal was kind of disappointing compared to the other stories. And now I think I'm reading stories about the Migo, which I think is a tragically humorous Eldritch Abomination, because I keep wanting to call it an Amigo.
That would be awful.
Meet my amigo, the amigo. And the thing about the Dunwich Horror is that they don't really focus on the horror itself more so than shit. I think the kid in Dunwich Horror was actually named Wilbur. But yeah, you don't really hear much about the horror in Dunwich. Oh, right.
Oh, good. I like this
He's
guy.
finally here. So the Swine Tar is the worst fucking enemy in the game. Kind of. The worst non-boss enemy. He might as well be a boss because he comes with high prot, high damage, high stun chance. Ooh, I hate him.
He also hits like a fucking Mack truck.
Yeah. Which is why I feel like, yeah, time to Hulk out.
Yeah, why not?
That's why.
Oh, good.
The Overture box comes with -2 accuracy, which doesn't sound like much, but then you realize, yeah, it's much. Ooh, good job.
I mean, the Abomination doesn't usually have problems with accuracy, as far as I've noticed.
Yeah, but the Overture box comes with -2 accuracy because it's trying to tell you, hey, play a tank, dipshit.
Yeah.
Now, another problem with this team, it doesn't really matter for the boss, but I don't have any anti-prot. And another thing is, I didn't equip Weakening Curse on Loon. Which would...
Well, that's something you could definitely use for this boss.
Yeah. It's something I didn't even think about. Now, I don't know what that skill does right there. Trot Retreat? It just seems like it exists to make him move back to the back.
That is all it does. It has absolutely no effects. I think it's a quirk with the engine that it even, quote-unquote, attacks people.
Yeah. Is that a kill? I can't tell. Nope.
Prodigious size alone.
We cleaned him up relatively well, but his first attack, which was Boar Charge, if that hits, that is almost always going to be double-digit damage, anywhere between 15 to 25 damage. Knocks you back to rank 4 and stuns you, which in the case of our Hellion would be very, very bad.
Yeah.
Because the Hellion wants to be in front. It wants to do all the damage.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I don't think I've ever gotten an accuracy stone. I'm actually kind of torn up.
Where could the boss be?
It's not so much where could the boss be, but I'm like, which way do I want to go?
Well, you're getting into at least one fight either way.
Yeah, but my decision mindset for this is I'm gonna get into one fight either way, but hallway fights are rarely, if ever, max stack, so it'll be less hazardous in general to do that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, every time you go to a main room, the fight will always be 4 people, no matter what. Like, it'll be either be 4 dudes, 1 big guy and 2 dudes, or 2 big dudes. It's always meant to be a max stack. If you go into a hallway fight, that's not always the case. Sometimes it'll just be 2 dudes, 1 big guy, a big guy, and a mini dude. In hallway fights, it's very rarely 4 dudes.
I feel like I've encountered a lot of max stacks in hallway fights, but honestly, I've never paid that much attention to the composition between hallway and room.
Yeah, but the hallway fights come with the big risk of hallway fights could be a collector, a shambler, a ghoul, that's the one I'm thinking of. Hallway fights are more exotic, but they're never 4 stacks, or they're rarely 4 stacks, so it's a trade-off of risk. Like, if you want to know what you're gonna fight, you go for big room fights. If you want to try and mitigate the risk, you go for hallway fights.
Unforeseen, unforgiving.
Also, I don't know why you, of all people, are ever worried about running into a shambler.
I don't know, maybe I'm just a little baby man.
I mean, you never dark run.
I really should, but these recent recordings made me realize I don't think I'm quite ready for dark runs yet.
Why don't you touch the bones?
I don't want to touch the bones, Chitlin. I don't want to go to the bone zone. Now, if you noticed a while ago,
you could get treasure.
That's true. But if you noticed a while ago, I skipped the barrel, but I didn't. But I have herbs, and there's a reason for that. Basically, what I want to do is, with the barrel, I want to do my usual bit of scouting the main hallway till I get to a path to the boss. Then I want to camp, then I want to use the barrel. That way I could have a lot of damage on the boss. So, now that I've properly scouted the hallway like a good boy... I know what the developers were trying to do here, but this always bugged me. No one's gonna walk backwards like this in a hallway. Unfortunately, that random spawn was not a collector. I was actually really hoping because I could use the money.
Well, I mean, you could always run into a collector when you backtrack through the boss hallway.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, just have him wreck your shit right before the boss. That's what my favorite thing he does.
Hi there, I'm the collector. And I'm here to collect your patience. One thing I've been trying to do with the Hellion lately is that I've been trying to use Barbaric Yacht more, but I never feel like I'm doing it right. Because if I open with it, I lose my primary damage dealer, but if I don't open with it, I'm gonna get punched in the face.
As the fiend falls,
Well,
a faint hope blossoms.
I mean, if in a situation where you really want to take out the back row but mitigate the front row, it's good, but like when you only have a swine drummer, it's probably best to focus on the cultists, actually.
Yeah, it would have been better to just open up with the basic attack. Can't remember the name anymore.
Wicked Hack?
Yeah, Wicked Hack.
Probably not right.
Oh,
no,
it surges as the enemy crumbles.
Bones.
Touch bones.
No. No bones. No bones, Chitlin.
There could be treasure.
No bones, Chitlin.
What? Why?
A moment of respite.
I find it amusing that this is how the Abomination decides to camp. That does not look comfortable in the slightest. I feel like I should just put that on my essay account and be like, this is how I LP record. This is my LP pose. I'm kind of hesitant on battle trance lately because I noticed I've been getting hit with move skills a lot more lately.
That'll happen when you jump into difficulties.
Yeah. I've also realized I don't have any safety camping skills with this group.
It's fine.
Not a single one.
You could get treasure from the surprise fights.
I'm also torn on restring crossbow just because of the -2 speed, but with quickshot I don't really need it.
If you have a restring crossbow and marching orders or whatever it's called.
Marching order does not affect the arbalist.
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed that before. It makes sense, but it's also like a situation of you're helping your friends at the cost of yourself. I am way too lucky with camping.
We require only
have we ever run into an ambush?
Once. I was watching another guy stream this game from Something Awful, and he had the worst luck. Like, within the 4 hours he was playing, he got 7 ambushes. How does that even happen? I just sat there like, wow, is my game broken? What's going on?
Just gonna leave those bones, huh?
Yep, not gonna touch them bones.
Alright.
Oh, Who could this be, I wonder,
Oh,
aloud to myself?
Please let it be my friend.
No.
Oh,
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Believe me when I say I was actually hoping for a collector fight. Like, right there I was like, it's gonna be a collector. It has to be a collector.
That's like the one thing I never want before a boss fight.
I don't know, I feel like the collector is a lot easier than the shambler, and among other things. I have fun fighting the collector.
I mean, the collector's a fun fight, but he always kind of leaves me in a really bad position whenever I fight him just before a boss.
Yeah, how about that critical life drain?
Yeah.
Which almost always happens because it has like a 15% crit rate.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, if it's an enemy, 15% means 100%. Also, this ghoul is just doing his strongest attack. Fuck him.
I mean, you say it's the strongest attack, it's just like 10 damage. It's fine.
It's actually stronger than his rend. Well, I shouldn't say stronger than his rend. It's as strong as his rend, but also does stress damage and a stun. So it's technically his strongest attack, because rend just does flat damage. Skull Toss is damage and stress damage and a stun. It's a very sticky attack.
It always annoys me how the Arbalest can't Battlefield Medic rank 4.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation because I think the developers intended for you to put her in rank 4. So they're just like, oh, how's the meta gonna bandage herself? But then you're just like, that's what she does.
I mean, like, sometimes I have her in rank 3. She works just fine there, too.
Yeah. Like, she's meant to be a back row person. She's also painfully rigid in her skills in that you cannot really come up with an alternate build for her.
Yeah.
Like with the cultist, you could put him in any rank and he'll have a blast. With Arbalest, it has to be in the back row. So, the bosses in medium mode, I don't know if all of them get a gimmick, but with the Swine King, Wilbur gets a gimmick in that he gets an extra action, so now these two get 3 actions in general, but Wilbur will always open up with Bit of Squeal now, which which is a
piece
pretty
of shit.
Yeah. It always stuns.
You just noticed, didn't you?
I just noticed. So yeah. Shitlin, you get a gold star. I forgot Flare. Also, this is why you never use quick
Why?
shot.
Oh my god.
Here's my mindset. I need speed in order to expedite damage.
Did you
Here's
forget how
hoping.
to fucking play?
It's been a month and a
off?
half.
Oh my god.
Well, I thought it was... Well, my mindset was, well, Swine King is 3 spaces, maybe it's a 75% chance to hit. No, it's just a 50% chance to hit.
Yeah.
And I
it's
failed
your
the coin
targets.
flip. But yeah, this is what happens when you, don't prepare for the Swine King.
Well struck.
High crits, but it also becomes a relatively tough boss fight.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand
Impressive.
forgetting to equip Signal Flare or whatever. I would never, ever try Quick Shot on this fight.
I mainly did it for the speed because I felt like it was a necessity. Like, even taking... Like, I felt like even with all the damage I took, it was still worth it. But yeah, a thing to note
disagree.
is... A thing to note with it... Wow.
Wow. If anyone had that much health, that'd be great.
Yeah, anyways, a thing to note about the Swine King is that the mark target skill... The reason why you want to clear the mark targets is because Wild Flailing, doesn't have a crit rate. However, Obliterate Anything...
Reeling. About
Well, I say Wild Flailing doesn't have a crit rate, then it crits, but, if the Swine King hits anything with a mark, it gains, I believe, 100% more damage and a much higher crit rate. So you go from taking single-digit damage to 30.
Yeah.
That is why the Flare is so good. We're doing alright, though. We're not doing too bad. I mean, sure, Loon almost fucking bit it, but...
He only made it to death's door.
Ringing ears.
Guess who else is there?
Good vision.
Good.
The end approaches.
It's fine. I'm just extremely lucky.
No bleed?
No bleed. Extremely lucky. But yeah, Swine King, if you're not prepared for it, really tough fight. It's not fun. Man, Loon's fucking killing it with the heals today. And at this point, I felt like I absolutely had to take Nilesh off A-bomb duty.
Oh yeah, you can't risk something fun happening in this fight.
No, not in the least. I'm already having too much fun, Shitlin.
And aren't you enjoying yourself?
Actually, yeah, this was a really exciting fight. I was panicking the whole time.
For the slightest lapse.
And I also did make a new, oh, well.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, come on.
Trying to figure out what I want to do here.
Just stab it.
I really should, but I can't risk anything fun happening.
Oh, come on! She was fine!
I believe this is a kill? Oh. Yeah, it would have been a kill if I went for the stab, but luckily initiative was on my side.
How many rats will it take to gnaw through a ton of putrid flesh?
So I remember somebody in the essay thread saying, that little line when the Pig King dies is in Dunwich Horror, but I don't remember ever reading it in the story, so I'm not too sure about that.
I last read Dunwich Horror when I was in my first year of college, so yeah, I don't remember shit.
Whew, not a bad, not a bad haul.
They can be beaten.
Book of Constitution is okay, I guess, but there are better books. And
Yeah. Really not that exciting.
I could stand to do a little bit of adventuring.
So last time, when you had like 2 inventory slots free, you just leave the dungeon. This time, oh no, our inventory is full, but we can get more.
Well, last time we had this, I had, oh yeah, this is why I, so everybody in the thread, fucking everybody in the thread saying you don't need to carry all this food. Fuck you all. Fuck you all.
Full of steel and war.
Jesus Christ.
It's fine, we're just gonna have Loon stress out, it's fine.
It's not fine.
Look, he's just a little afraid.
It's not fine. I'm also doing pretty well off on loot here.
What? You just leave? Come on! If you're gonna roll the dice, you roll the fucking dice, Highway. Oh my god.
Interruptions. Next time on Darkest Dungeon, excitement, certainly.